Hello folks, and welcome back. Today, I guess we're not going to be playing Kerbal Space Program 2. I did record a couple episodes, and unfortunately, I just can't do it. This game is quite the disappointment. Been in development for quite a long time, and honestly, it just looks like they spent all their time working on graphics, UI, sound. But the core game is like not there. You can fly to other planets, it's got tracking and all that stuff. But where do I really kind of start? I did leave a review on Steam, but right now, to put it into perspective, you can't really compare it 100% to KSP 1, but let's put it this way. That's what this game is put up against. It's the sequel, and they're charging $50, and right now you could get the base game of Kerbal Space Program 1 for $10, or the unnecessary expansions, the complete version for $25, and has been out forever, so it has unlimited, like, just so many mods, endless mods. Alright, so I guess I'll just kind of start off. The performance is just quite terrible. Ships that you could build with hundreds of parts in KSP and still have 60 frames per second, 60 FPS is completely not doable in this. Maybe a fraction of that. It really suffers in the performance category. Bugs, I'm just gonna bring out a couple. I can't really think of more off the top of my head. I only played this for 25 minutes. I believe during that time the game crashed once. The saving, I did a quick save, and then when I reloaded, I lost my whole entire flight because the ship just exploded afterwards. That was neat. There was another weird one, like selecting the launch location for a vehicle at, like, let's say the launch pad, where I had like an airplane, would just keep taking me to the launch pad even though I selected the runway. The maneuvering and tracking is far worse to me. The biggest one I noticed was when you get into the it does look really beautiful, the map and tracking, but I noticed that when your maneuver gets into the sphere of influence of a planet or a moon, for instance, it doesn't really track where your next trajectory is really going. It kind of shows, I think, what happens after it, but it doesn't show the in-between. And then, so you can't really put a maneuver, in between that. Like where in KSP 1, it's got like a different color and kind of shows you like, alright, you got this weird little jig jog with a different color, and you do your maneuver in that, and that brings you into, you kind of have to, in this one, you kind of have to slow down. I mean, not slow down, get to the influence and then start your next maneuver. I guess in that same one too, just time warp, not letting you go past a certain speed when you're near a body or whatever. Maybe it could like automatically slow you down, but you should be able to speed it back up if you're like, this is way too slow. That one's kind of minor though. I guess those are both kind of minor. Really, it kind of plays like you're just in God mode. Yeah, you don't break up or nothing. There's no heat damage or nothing on re-entry. I'm pretty sure. I didn't really test this one. I mean, I've blazed through the atmosphere for sure on re-entry because not really. Like, kind of trying to slow the craft down. I was just screaming through the atmosphere to slow the ship down because I was like super low on fuel. So I was just using that to bring me in. And the notice there. And then I could just imagine too that when you're throw a bunch of rockets on the craft and go screaming through the low atmosphere, it would too not cause you to heat up or break apart. Which is minor, but also detracts from the game because there's a lot less risk. And then the biggest one for me is actually there's no science whatsoever in this game, which is unbelievable. How did they spend all this time where KSP 1 was like core game first, gameplay first, you know, graphics was like far last. And this one is like the completely 180 where there's nothing to do other than fly ships, try funny designs, and go to the new planets in celestial bodies like moons and all that stuff. There's no science. You can't get you can't do an EVA and then, you know, collect some science from landing on the surface of a moon, get surface samples, all that stuff. No science equipment for gathering anything. There's no campaign mode, so it's really just like a beautiful fight in space sim. There's nothing else. Yeah, pretty disappointing, I gotta say. Definitely was expecting more than what we got. And I don't know, when was the last time I was as disappointed as this? I guess Fallout 4. Pretty big hype. I'm not gonna go into it. Everybody knows what Fallout 4. Well, some people think it's alright, but I thought it was fucking horrible. I was like waited so long and so excited for that game, and it was just abysmal. And I knew 76 was going to be miserable too. But that one was not a surprise whatsoever. But yeah, the base game for Kerbal Space Program is $10. It's on sale, I guess. Its non-sale price is $40, which is a bit weird. But I'm sure it's on sale all the time. I'm sure you could get it from like G2A or something for far cheaper. It's been out for fucking ever. And then the endless mods. There's something else I wanted to say too. And just far more enjoyable. A lot to do. This one's just hollow. There's nothing there. Just a hollow fight, beautiful fight space sim. So maybe it'll be better in the future, but as is now, definitely returning it. Now maybe they'll get their shit together. But and this is priced as a AAA game nearly, so I mean a lot of AAA games drop the ball when it comes to the prices nowadays. You know, they charge AAA price and then give you like just a trash game. But this one's like hardly a game for a AAA game price. Like, I guess, for example, Fallout 4 was just mostly what they did with the game. Like, stuff in the game, not, oh, the game was actually had nothing to do. Other than, you know, walk around. So, that's about it. Now, you guys could choose your own judgment. It's, but like I said, I'd highly suggest if you don't play Kerbal Space Program and you want to play it, just get the first one. This is definitely, I mean, for $10, you know, the postpone you to when this one actually has something to offer, I think is a far better decision. So, that's it. I could keep going on forever. I have a really good habit of rambling, so I'm gonna leave. Take care.